human. Um, Thank you for being here. It's just crazy, this life. It's, wow. Just to be alive and exist, a lot of times it can feel super heavy. And other times it's like, oh my gosh, the joy of life. What is so cool that we get to create and love deeply and grieve and love and grieve and love and to feel. Like, what does it mean for us to deeply, deeply feel through the love, through the hardship, right? To continue to keep our hearts open through every season of life, through every part of existence. This morning I was playing my guitar, practicing some music for coming up show and shows, and there's been resistance around it. It's like, okay, like all of the like, who can support me through this with like either musicians, right? I mean, it's something that I've been playing in my bedroom for 6 years, but to really show up, to just really show up and like playing shows, recording music, and like it takes time. And I could go the fast route and like try to manifest it super hard and just like from the mind, but I feel like the more beautiful way and the beautiful route is to have a marriage with it. As this lovely human I was with last year would talk about, like, what is that relationship with your marriage? It's not always pretty. Like with work, it's not always pretty. It's not always, you don't always want to show up, but you do. And even when it's hard, it's like, how can I make this easier? So like I was practicing songs this morning, and it wasn't like, okay, I gotta practice, but like I started off with some new music that I'm like playing with, and like, you know, and then I'm like, ooh, that feels really good. And I'm like, ooh, now I love my song that I'm playing and performing. Like, I really love it, you know? It doesn't mean like I gotta like show up hard. It's like the feminine is this softness. Hey Diego, we're talking about music. The feminine is this like softness of like showing up. So it's like, and how could I show up in my music where it's just like, oh, this feels really, really good. And then the masculine of like, oh, here's the structure, here's how I show up. But like doing it like saying for support, like, oh, I'm doing a show and I want people to play, but it's like asking in a way from a heartfelt space, even when it's challenging, right? Even when it's like challenging to ask for help, how can I show up in that way anyways? And some people like really want to support, like genuinely, like just like love it, and they care about it, and they're like, let's freaking go. And so, but it's like fully receiving that as well, of like, I don't want to do this on my own, but like being like, you know what, I'm going to surrender to asking for support. And some people can, and some people can't, and sometimes people can. And so, yeah, just really learning about that, with like learning how to really receive that support and also ask in a way from this feminine space. And then showing up even in the feminine space of like, okay, like I'm devoted to this. How can I like really juice it up? Whether that's listening to new music, playing new music, and then going to my music that I need to practice when it's challenging, or writing. But there's so many ways of like writing and doing this in a way that feels a lot easier. Whether that's setting an intention, going by your altar, and just like, okay, I have this EP or this that I'm making, but like, how could I like slowly do this? And I think that's what I'm learning right now, is like slowly learning the process of like, I'm not like, as much as I want to quantum leap this, it's a lot more exhausting. And I have my backbone of photography for 20 years, right? And so just leaning on that, and that's my work that I do. And also like doing this music, I'm like, okay, I said I was gonna do this, and just freaking show up even when it's hard, because sometimes I want to like do other forms of art. I love painting as well and things like that, and it's like it feels good in the moment. And also there's a lot of ways to do this with music that can also feel really good without this like the stickiness of it. Like basically I'm talking about flow state, of like creating from this flow state. So that's what I learned this morning, of like there are ways to show up in your everyday. Like I was washing the dishes before and just like really enjoying the process, loving and praying and being in prayer and being in love, and like just constantly showing up in that way as I'm also making my music, continue being in my heart, grieving as well. And like, you know, I was grieving yesterday from a sweetheart that I had, and you know, just feeling the grief of it all, of it having this person gone out of my life, and you know, just feeling I'm rambling a little bit, but just like, what does it mean for us to feel into it? That's the feminine, is the softness. And so how can we be more in our feminine first and then act in our masculine structure, right? So yeah, I think that's all I want to wrap up, but continue feeling, you know. I cried for like 2 to 3 hours yesterday, and I was like trying to move through it in my body and just grieving this person that I adored and that no longer in my life. And also like, I'm like, okay, like especially in the grief, it can feel like, what is happening? But then I came out of it and I feel a lot lighter and better. And also moving it through music and things like that can help, and being in prayer can help too, to like just, yeah, like being on my knees and praying can help to that. But yeah, so and then the last thing I'll share is my prayer for leaving Durham and transitioning to another location, and being in prayer for that, like that transition of like, I'm transiting to a new location and I'm keeping it on the DL a little bit. I'm sharing with you guys, but like with my community, I'm kind of like trying to keep it low, because it's just a lot in the body that's happening, but just continuing to pray for that. So prayer, the feminine, and presence. All right, my loves, thank you for tuning in and staying here, and thank you, and hello, and yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna do a little bit of work, but thank you, Diego, thank you, Cece, thank you everyone that tuned in, and sending you so much love. Bye. Oh.